My name is Rachel. I'm 31 years old, live in Austin, Texas, and I'm responding to Tiffany's question and answer. Now, I realized that she posted this like May of last year, so this is, I don't even know if anybody is going to see this, but I just wanted to answer some of the questions. Um, my mom is white, my dad is black. My mom grew up in Modesto, California. My dad grew up in the LA area. They met in college. Um, I don't have any biological brothers and sisters. I have a little brother. He's all white. My mom remarried a white man after my parents divorced. And so I can't say anything about the color, the different, complexions of siblings, but I have seen it among some of my friends that are mixed, where, people are different shades, but I don't know. And experiences, it's funny, when I was very young, I didn't really see myself as mixed or biracial. I was like an 80s kid. That term, nobody really said biracial back then, and I just thought I was a black kid. Even though I'm really, really light complected, that's just what I thought I was. And I thought my mom was black too. Sometimes, I mean, I knew she was white, but I could remember having conversations with a little white girl that I was friends with. We were comparing something that our moms did, and I said, well, that's because my mom's black and your mom's white. And I remember her saying, your mom's white too. And I think that kind of clicked in my head. I always thought my mom was just a little bit different. I don't know. Because I guess I wanted her to be like me. Because, as a little girl, you want to be like the woman that's in your life. So I think that's kind of funny. But I know for me, my biracial experience growing up, once my parents divorced, my life was pretty split. My mom remarried a white man, and then most of my dad's girlfriends were black. So when I was with my mom, I kind of felt like I lived in a pretty, white world. The church that we attended, mostly white people, and then when I'd be with my dad, my black side of the family. So I felt very separate, two separate parts of me, because even when my parents were married, there was a lot of chaos in the home, and so it wasn't like this happy multicultural experience with my brothers and sisters, and neither side of the family really got along with the other. So and then when it separated, so I didn't feel that warm, fuzzy feeling about being biracial. For me, it was like wherever you were, that's what you are, and I just felt a lot of pressure in that area. But I didn't really, and I look back at all my childhood and school age years, I never had any biracial friends. I had white friends and I had black friends, but I never had anybody that was biracial. So I never acknowledged that as even being an identity. I don't know. Until when I was in grad school, I saw an ad for somebody who was doing a thesis on biracial employees in the workforce, and they needed some some people to survey. And I thought, well, I'm biracial. And I went there, and I was in a room full of like 10 other people that were, and I had realized I never even considered that like a different, separate, and everybody's experiences were so much different than mine, because most of them, their parents had stayed together, and so they really embraced this multicultural, and they had a lot more, I don't know, positive experiences around that, and I realized that wasn't something I had even explored. because I just always felt that you choose. And so finding this website, and all these websites about biracial, it's just really got me to think about things differently. Um, and I think the last question, since my mom being white, was it difficult, not looking like her? And yes, that was very difficult for me. I never felt like I looked like her. We have pretty different personalities, and I look a lot like my dad, and I have a personality a lot like my dad. So it was tough, and it can be tough too, because you want to look like who you come from. I mean, even though you know a lot of people. I mean, I live in Texas, so a lot of people think I'm Mexican. Everybody comes up to me, speaks Spanish to me. Probably every single day of my entire life, someone asks me, "What are you? What are you? What are you?" I mean, that's like happens every single day. I have to explain myself. And a lot of people do think I'm white, but I never felt like I looked white. I may look that way, but I never felt like I looked that way, if that makes sense. And so I never felt like I looked like my mom. So it's strange. When I going back to that questionnaire, I mean the survey thing I did about biracial people in the workforce. One of the activities that they had all of us do is they drew on the board black and white in like a continuum, and they asked us, where do you see yourself on that continuum? Do you consider yourself completely mixed, or more on this side or more on that? And then they asked you to put, where do you think people see you? And I think mine was completely different. I consider myself to be more on the black side, and I always think that because of the way I look, people think I look that way. So I think that's an interesting question to ask. Is what do you think people think of you, and what do you think? If that makes sense. But anyway, thanks for the opportunity to answer these questions, and I look forward to another question and answer.